So I've been dealing with a married man. Don't do what you.
That's why you're nervous, girl.
He's been with his situation for 20 years.
Don't be trying to make it light by saying his situation. He's been married for 20 years. Go ahead.
I just want to know why it turns me on.
Kitty,
Oh, God.
what's your best advice for a woman that's turned on by sleeping with a married man?
You know why you turned on about it?
Why?
It's that Jezebel spirit that's in you. The devil always has to feed off of something. You feeding off of somebody's marriage. I don't take these things lightly. That's why you were shaking when you came to this microphone. Because you knew what was coming. And I'm not speaking from my own mind. I'm speaking as a woman of God right now. When you are entering into somebody else's covenant, you are playing in God's face. And you're also trying to build off of another woman that ain't never gonna get you anywhere. I don't care what that man is doing. For you to come up to this mic and be a woman who does not have integrity. We talking about women. You know how it feels to be hurt? I know you know how it feels to be betrayed. You would never want something like that to happen behind your back. You are operating from such a low space of self-worth. You gotta do better than that, baby. I don't care what lies that man is telling you. You think that's cool. You think stuff is sweet. It's not cool. I've seen guys rant with my own eyes, and that man is out of order right now. And when he faces God's judgment and he's in direct rebellion of God, guess what? You're gonna be a victim of that judgment as well. You've put yourself in that type of position. Y'all keep playing with God if you want to. You've seen it. I know you've seen that. You can't get the love that you need from a married man. That is reserved for his wife. He's only giving you the bits and pieces that he wants to give you. You don't think you better than that? And my other issue is a lot of times what women do, women like you, they see that a man is loving a woman appropriately, and they want that. It ain't even got nothing to do with the man. It has everything to do with a woman is getting something else. She came up here and she tried to rationalize him not having a ring and stuff like that. Like, what are we doing?
Listen, this is more common than mentioned. And I want to make sure I expand the conversation. Like, it's so much rhetoric, y'all, out here that literally points the finger at one person. I'm not saying she's not wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that he's not wrong. I'm not saying that they're both wrong. The married man cheating and this woman knowing he's married, sleeping with him and saying like she's stimulated by it, like it does something for her, like doing this, being like this cheater, knowing he's married, like there's something about the toxicity of it that's stimulating her and turning her on. It's so wicked. It's so evil. I said this in another video before, that I think sometimes we forget how evil people are. To be turned on by messing up someone else's marriage. And I'm not saying it's her fault, because I'm not pointing a finger at her alone or at him alone. But the fact that she's taking a part of it and she's the one getting up to the microphone and saying she's turned on by it, that's a level of ignorance and wickedness that needs to be spoken to. And I think the lady did a great job speaking to her. Not like completely, like I think she did a great job, especially as a woman, speaking to another woman, knowing how women think. You know, she spoke about like, you should never be trying to build off another woman. And I've heard of people doing that, like, yo, and it's pretty gross. But like they say, the bill always come due. You know, like you can sow these seeds of destructive cycles, but the bill is gonna come due when these seeds start growing up, and it's time to reap a harvest from these poor decisions. It always come due. And I'm not saying that's the end of it, but there's a level of wickedness that we need to be aware of that's happening out here This is why, if you are married, you have to do the work of having the right people around you. You being as a couple around the right people, as a woman being around the right group of women, community of women, as a man and a husband being around the right group of men that will feed and water the seeds of a healthy marriage, versus the seed of division that you get the wrong friend group that have you out there doing almost anything. It's just sad, because unfortunately it seems like the wife is the one that's getting the butt end of the stick. You gotta hope, that he's not bringing no diseases home. You gotta hope that this is the only woman that he's even, sleeping. Like, usually when guys are out in the streets doing this kind of stuff, it's not just one woman, it's multiple women. and unfortunately, I think the sad part is this is more common than it should be. It is something that when she says she get turned on by it, there are women out there, there are men out there that get off on being with somebody else's person. I just did a video, probably, I don't know, I can't remember, within the past couple weeks, to where a woman was saying that she know women who be out here cheating. They just don't like to get cheated on. They be out here doing the cheating, but they don't like it when they get cheated on. And it's like the same thing with us as men. We don't like to be cheated on. It's not a good feeling. It doesn't feel good. And the lady even mentioned it in the video. She's like, you know what it feels like to be hurt. That's like, our desires, our sinful desires, make us so selfish that we don't even care about the pain that we're bringing to other people. We just want what we want. Who knows? That man may be married and have children. Yo, I told somebody I knew. I told them this like 2-3 years ago. If a man is married, if he admitted to you that he's married, but he's getting ready to get a divorce, let that man get that divorce. You know what I'm saying? Like, let him get that divorce, and then you talk to him. Make sure your conscience is clear, and your slate is clean. Not because you're going after him, but because he's coming after you, and vice versa. I've admitted this. Like, there have been times where there's been married women who come at me, and it's so uncomfortable. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't want to get caught up in that. And I'm gonna tell you something. We'll get on these platforms and we'll have conversations with our friends or our family, say, I'll never do this and I'll never do that. If we don't be careful, we'll find ourselves in these same situations. And that's why I'm telling you, like, this kind of behavior is out there. It's even in you and I, if we're not careful. That's why we have to do the right thing. We can find ourselves being stimulated by somebody else's toxicity and doing wrong. But I know somebody's going to get on here and say, I'll never do that. There's something that you would do that's selfish. So it's not that I'm saying this is right, and I'm not pointing the finger at him or just at her. They're both at fault. But what I am saying is that there's a lot of evil out here, and we have to be careful to protect ourselves from it, and to also, like, to not think that we're not vulnerable to it. If we let our guards down, if we're not careful, our selfishness can have us doing things knowing that it hurt other people, but because we're being fulfilled, we don't even care. So we just have to be careful. We have to be careful. Something my friend told me probably within the past month, told me, pray that God will keep you away from evil people. and that always, like, not always, since then, it's been sticking with me. And I try to remember here and there to pray, like, Lord, keep me away from people that literally have a love for evil, that are turned on by it. Keep me away from that. But anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. Stand on it, be strong.